Hello, welcome to our daily get together. My name is Michelle from Virtual Miss Friday, and you're inside virtualcoworkingspace.com, inside our accountability room. And today I want to obviously do our accountability. It's 5 minutes. We're going to inject it in shortly, but I want to do my quick chat with you guys, my quick pep talk. And today the affirmation and the pep talk is around I'm extending. The affirmation is I am extending. Now, I'm going to give you some context to this. Last night I was doing an interview with someone. They wanted to interview me on motherhood for a book that they were writing. And I was going through and sharing my stories of motherhood, right from my first child, who I had 16 years ago. He's going to be 17 later this year. And I also have a 1-year-old. She's turning 1 next month. And, I've got 3 other children in between. And I was going through my stories. And she asked me specifically about postpartum and how I felt about the postpartum process. And there was a very specific question that came up. And, if you're a mother or you've gone through any physical change in your life, you'll probably resonate with this. But she asked me, did I ever feel lost, like I've lost myself? And this is a really good question, because I think probably around the first 1 or 2 kids, maybe I did feel like I lost myself. I'd gained a lot of weight. I didn't look the same anymore. I didn't dress the same. Nothing about me was really very much the same after my first couple of kids. And I suppose you could say, in a way, I did feel like I'd potentially lost myself. And then I had my 3rd child, and after that child I made a lot of changes, and I lost a lot of weight, and I was actually smaller than I'd been prior to the children. So I did that, and I was just going through a lot of changes, trying to find myself again, thinking that I was lost, but in fact I wasn't. So the realization I had was, at the end of all these changes, I'd actually created a better version of myself. And my point is this: when you go through these physical changes or life changes and you have a baby, you can feel like you lost yourself and that you were a better version of self. But all you did was extend. Okay, so the person that you were is the person that you are now. There is nothing lost there. Okay, it's still there and it's still within you. But you have simply added an extension. And the extension comes from the experience and the change that you've had, in this case, having a baby. You extend yourself. Now, just like a home, when you add an extension to a home, sometimes you have to break a little bit or damage a little bit of what was already there existing on the home. Okay, so this is inevitable because you are adding something on, something significant on. So sometimes that can be a consideration, that because it's not exactly the same as it was before, that it's not there anymore, and that's not the case. It's still there. Then when you add that extension on, the extension doesn't get added on perfect. You have to make a foundation. You have to build walls. You have to have a sort of, it's kind of like a building site, to start with. And when you extend as a mother, that also becomes a foundation. And as you grow into motherhood, you can then make the choice on becoming your own interior designer and thinking, okay, well, what am I going to do with this extension, and how am I going to make it work in conjunction with what I already have? So you are not lost. You are simply needing to learn to be a creator. You need to learn how to design your extension so it works in a way that fits you. And the nice thing about looking at it this way is the extension makes you more of a person. So you feel less of a person because you feel like I've lost myself, but you are in fact actually more of a person. More ingredients have been added to your dish to improve it. But if you constantly feel like you're lost instead of extending, you're going to stay stuck in that energy. So my advice to you, especially if you're a new mom and you're feeling like you're missing, part of you is missing, or you're not the same person anymore, congratulations, because you're not. You are an extension of yourself. You have had an extension added. Now what you have to do is sit and think about how you're going to design that extension to work in addition to yourself. And throughout all of the sleepless nights and the dirty nappies and the giving of so much more of yourself, that like you will feel a bit spread thin. But think about how you can work that interior design and that extension of yourself to accommodate all these things and to become a new different version of you. So once I realized I could design this new extended version of me, and believe me, I've been extended 5 times. I've got 5 kids. Once you learn how that you can actually design this extension of yourself, and you can make it work in conjunction with the initial little plot, and you were a tiny little plot before you became a mother, and you were a tiny little house, and I'm not saying that if you're not a mother you're small, absolutely not. What I'm saying is you have had to learn now to extend yourself out and design yourself in a new way and be creative, and like I said, once I got a grip of that and I kind of grasped that, I did start a journey to try and get myself back to who I was, but then I realized I could actually be a better version if I simply learned to do my interior design. So the affirmation today is I'm extending. You are not lost. You're extending. Be your own interior designer. So I am extending. Leave it in the comments. Write it down in your journal. I am extending. And this could be with any life experience that potentially jolts you or makes you feel like you've lost a piece of yourself. Okay, it could be a divorce, a breakup, it could be anything. You are simply extending through experience, and you need to do a little bit of design work in order to make it perfect. Okay, so let's go into today's daily accountability, and then I'll see you on the other side for our daily boost, where we're going to focus on our, it's our focus for the weekend going through. So let's get started now. I'm going to turn my camera off and I'll see you on the other side. First, we're going to do our gratitude. Think about the day before. Think about everything that you feel grateful for from the day before and write it down. You can find at least one thing. Let's begin. Next, we're going to read our goal. This should be written down somewhere. Read it through right now in the next minute. Now we're going to spend 1 minute closing our eyes and doing a visualization. Visualize yourself having achieved the goal or the things around you that show you've achieved the goal. Let's begin. Well done. And finally, we have our most important task for the day. Write down a task that you want to accomplish today that's going to help you take one step further to your goal. Think about it. Let's begin. Well done. You have now completed your daily CoCreate accountability. Stick around for our daily boost inside virtualcoworkingspace.com. And welcome back. Well done. So now we're going to focus on our daily boost, and I'm using my breathe journal. So for those of you who don't know, I have a breathe journal which I use for the accountability process. And inside this breathe journal, I want to share with you something for you to focus on for the weekend. Okay, so like just kind of rest your mind on these things, and again, this is an extension of what I was talking about before we did the accountability. Now it says here in the breathe journal, when you wake up, take a look out of the window. Pay attention to what's in your view without immediately naming things. Notice the colors, shapes, and how things move, as if you're seeing it all for the first time. If your mind starts to wander, gently bring your attention back to what you see. Okay, so you can do this yourself. You can look out the window. I'll look out the window now. It looks very nice. I love my view outside my office. Oh, look, the light's shining on me now. But take this as an analogy, I would say, if you are somebody who's feeling lost, do this with yourself and look at yourself in the mirror, and do not look at yourself and think, I do not recognize this person, I do not know who this person is. Think of yourself as a blank canvas, okay? You have just added an extension on, and this is the extension of you, okay? So now start to think to yourself, what do I want to do with this? And really start to write down a list of things that you would like to do with yourself to make yourself a more acceptable version of you for you. Okay, it doesn't have to be for anybody else. You might decide, okay, well, I would like to lose some weight, or I preferred it when I had my hair a certain way, or I preferred it when my face looked a certain way, or I did something with my face, or I preferred it when I was wearing these types of clothes. And then just start to make a plan of how you're going to design this new extension and this new extended version of you to be what you would love it to be, and design it better than the version before, so you will never feel like you have lost yourself. You will simply feel that you're in the progress of finding your best version of yourself. So that's the message for today. I hope that helps. If it resonates with you, please leave a comment for me. I always love to read those. And thank you so much, and I will see you next time. Well done, you, for completing your daily accountability. I am super proud of you. You have done so well. And don't forget, you can join me live online inside Virtual CoWorking Space every day, where I create these videos live. Please do like this video if you do like it, because I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with the affirmation of the day. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any updates. Thank you so much and have a fantastic day.